Greetings. Hello, 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 everyone. Espen here. Today I am joined by a very inspirational young woman who has not only been able to do amazing things in her own life, but also shares a device that I've been using myself for quite some time, a device known as the Healy. Now, for those of you who don't know, some of the curriculum that we've been teaching for quite some time, including the quote of the incredible Nikola Tesla, which says that if you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And today we're interviewing none other than Sarah to talk to us about what this energy, frequency, and vibration means and how certain devices may be able to help us heal using energy, frequency, and vibration. Welcome, Sarah. How are you?
Very excited to be here. And I love that you kicked off with that line of Tesla's, because I was going to open with that, but you beat me to it.
Brilliant.
On the same page.
All the way live from Bali. How is Bali these days?
Bali is beautiful. You can tell I've kind of, where is she? Got the Bali vibe going on in the background. But it's, I actually kind of accidentally got stuck here around COVID time, and it's actually been a blessing. It's beautiful to be here at the moment. We're largely out of a lot of the things happening in the world, which is nice in some ways, but there's family and stuff at home. But yeah, I trust we're all where we're meant to be at this time, doing our bit.
Exactly right. Super cool. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you watching, feel free to comment if you have any questions. And today we're going to talk about a healing device called Healy. Now, as you could imagine, through many years of having shared things online and doing live events, I often get opportunities from different people saying, try this, try that, this is amazing, what about this, and different network marketing, social selling businesses and opportunities. 99.9 of them I turn down because I don't feel like I either, one, believe in them, or two, have the resources to support them. And I always ask myself the question, will I be using this on a regular basis? Because I will not share something that I don't believe in, and I will not share something that I wouldn't use myself. And as such, then, we started talking some time ago about this Healy device. My first answer was, as always, awesome, send me some information, let me do the research. And something called me to research it further. Because of what I, as a primary healthcare physician, I've got 2 degrees and a diploma in science, right? And so for me to be able to research something thoroughly is the first step always. And sometimes I find myself saying, I don't have the time, I don't have the interest. However, with the Healy device, I was really interested because I understood that there was something a bit more to this device. And then luckily I had, with our conversation, Sarah, a lot of opportunities. You sent me lots of resources. I did this research. I also had the opportunity to jump on the live call with the founder from Germany and about 100 other doctors or so, talking to the founder directly. And I had the chance to listen to questions, to ask some really good questions. And honestly, I must say that every single question that he answered, I felt that was congruent. I felt the answer was spot on. And to some point also, several of the answers were above my pay grade. And so I think that was really good for me to kind of get that intuitive and also intellectual understanding that this device might just have some really good merit. So maybe you can start telling us, Sarah, what is Healy?
It's a great question to start off with, and I love that you jumped on that call, because you understanding quantum science probably even understand the inner workings of it better than I do, but in a really basic way that we can all understand. It is working on the level of energy, frequency, and vibration, and so it's a personalized device. I want to show you mine from a distance because my dog actually did some handiwork on it this morning, so I've got a new one on the way. But ultimately, it's a personalized device. So frequency therapy has been around now for, a long time, and it's got a lot of merit and it's got a lot of results, but it's normally been used by health practitioners and very qualified people that understand, really how to work with it. So this technology originated from a company called Time Waver, which is 15-year-old technology, and was really originating for anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia, sleep, stress. They had incredible results, but wanted to make it more accessible to the everyday person. So they took that technology, put it in a personalized device, and now people can use it to scan and analyze their body, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, actually identify, and this is the sexy bit of this technology, like the root cause of what is going on in someone's bioenergetic field, and then actually customize a frequency program or recommend the frequency program that's most needed to bring them back into that bioenergetic balance. Also known, I guess, as that coherent state. And so, as you would know, I'm sure, and a lot of your followers out there, when we're in coherence, mind, body, soul, that's when we're not only aligned in our, kind of true purpose and nature, but also when there's not space for ailments and illness when we're in that balanced state of being. So that's really where this technology is working on.
I'm excited about this because, as I said, I was a primary healthcare physician for years, and working with my patients, what I did the majority of the time was to try and help them heal on the physical basis. In medicine, what can we cut out? What can we put in? What can we alter chemically or biophysiologically, hormonally with a drug, whatever? And also, when we look at it, science has now supported for over 102 years, ever since Max Planck won the Nobel Prize for quantum physics, that the absolute majority of who we are is actually non-physical. So if you put my hand under a microscope and I go deep enough, I'm going to see a molecule, an atom, a nucleus, and so on. And the majority of me is actually not physical. Plus 99% is what we call pure space. And so then, for me, the interest was really cool because, well, if the majority of me is non-physical, then why are we trying to heal things only on a physical basis? And I think that's where vibrational medicine, not just the Healy, but also vibrational medicine comes in, because we are, as we know, energy, frequency, and vibration. This, to me, is exciting. And so I received this Healy device. I've been using it. I even did a scan today, which uses the both aura photography as well as the Healy Analyze in general, looking at my different scans, the different energy levels. These ones come out pretty high, I'm happy to say. It looks like my energy is in pretty good nick. Thank God, because I was going to show it today, so that's a good thing. But what really interested me was understanding the science behind it. So can you tell us a little bit about how does it actually work?
Well, again, I mean, you would almost know more than me about that, because like the quantum in itself is, it's a technical understanding. Both science meets spirituality, and that's where this really sits. But for us to understand on a more basic level, it works off 2 apps on your phone. And what it actually does, the Healy has something in it called a quantum sensor. And so what that does is it's scanning your energetic field, and it works with like a yes, no. So it's asking yes, no, does this person need this frequency? What's out of balance? And then it identifies the program and a band of frequencies that your body needs. So it works, it's got the quantum sensor, and then it's got 144,000 different frequencies. And
interesting number, that one.
I know. We can talk more about this in the uncensored section.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to hop into the uncensored after this, and there's a reason why the number 144,000 is there. Yes. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Keep on going.
Yes. So 144,000 frequencies, and then it chooses the band of frequencies that you need, and then it runs those into your field. And basically, to explain it very simply, it's almost like it's charging the cells to their full potential. So it works with both frequencies into the information field, is one way that it delivers frequencies. And the other way is through microcurrents. So you get these wristbands that you put on, and you would have used them, and you can actually feel the currents moving through the body. And that also is supporting, so it's delivering frequencies into your body to bring your cells back into their full potential of what that cell is designed to do. And the other thing that it's doing with the microcurrent, that actually has been shown to increase APT production by up to 500%. Also helps with amino acid transport and increases protein synthesis. So, I mean, you've got the science background, and you were on the call with the doctor, all the doctors, where I'm sure you got fully nerdy on the science behind it. It is quite technical, like to really understand it, but just to simply break it down, that is some of the science of what Healy is actually doing on the cellular level. So, everything has a frequency. So a liver cell has a frequency. Your chakras have frequencies, your meridians have frequencies, and so it's bringing each of those cells back into its full potential.
That's so cool. And, many years ago when I started looking into this, I understood the science does support this now. It's actually really cool to understand that when we, I always say to my patients as well as our students in the live events, all disease and suffering is a lower vibration.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Even Dr. Hawkins, PhD, medical doctor, and a psychiatrist, he was able to use similar techniques, measuring, using, we call it kinesiology primarily. And when you do kinesiology, what you'll do is you'll say you muscle test something, and you'll ask the question, is the liver the problem? Is the kidney the problem? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, same thing. So it scans the field and look for these lower frequencies. Mm-hmm. Now, as we know through Hawkins, 0 hertz is death. No vibration means no life. 600, 700, 600 is peace, 700 is enlightenment, and then higher and higher. The interesting thing about this is when we can find which cellular structures or which cellular groups are out of order or out of frequency, and we can target those with frequency. And the thing that, and I'm not going to plug it too much, but what I think is really important here is if you look at science, in order for a battery to have power, in order for us humans to be empowered, we have to have a balance between the masculine and the negative and the feminine, which is the positive and the negative. Well, that's why there's 2 electrodes on this device. And indeed, the plus and the negative is what is the electrical current, which can change that frequency. So it's interesting because we know that we are made up of the majority of us is energy, frequency, and vibration. We're now talking about vibrational medicine, one of the devices that can scan and also help raise the frequency and heal. And honestly, we've seen this in our events. We've been running these events now for almost 7 years, the newest curriculum for 2.5 years. We've got just under 3,500 graduates, which means people have gone through the 3-day event or the 8-week online program and done the work. And I cannot tell you, it's impossible for me to count how many people in the hundreds now have had spontaneous remission of instantaneous healings. I mean, even lately, this lady called Lisa, she had fractured several vertebrae in her neck, several vertebrae in her lower back from a really bad car accident. She was in chronic pain every day for 20 years. Not 19 years, not 18 years, not 22 years, 20 years every day. And she came to the event. She had an energetic upgrade where we were able to go back in time and find that lower frequency, which in her case was an emotional wound. She was able to heal that emotional wound. Let's say, for example, guilt on the Hawkins scale vibrates at 30 hertz. And you raise that from 30 hertz up to, let's say, 528 hertz, which is love, seeing things on the way, not in the way. She came back the second day. She said, I got no pain. Mm-hmm. The whole audience stood up and went, wow, crazy. I said, that's amazing, Lisa. Thanks so much for sharing. This is beautiful. Come, tell me how you're feeling tomorrow, because sometimes the brain can be a bit polarized. And I knew that this was real, but I wanted to make sure that we can quantify this through evidence. She came back the next day, no pain at all. She hopped on a call with us, which is, I think about a month to 6 weeks after the event. Not a single day of pain. So we're talking 20 years, right? 20 years, daily pain, excruciating, not a single day without it. We're talking a 3-day event, a quantum healing. Then from the quantum healing, no pain at all for 4 to 6 weeks. I can't remember. And I attribute this not to a physical change, but to a bioenergetic frequency change. And so with that, Healy doing a similar thing, my question to you is, how do you think this technology and frequency devices are going to play a role in the future?
Well, I really love that you just shared that story, because that was the thing why I felt so drawn to be part of it, because I had my own experience with Healy. I've been in the wellness space for now 12 years.
Tell us about this. What happened?
all down the rabbit holes of trying all the things. But I had a hormone imbalance, and 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I was at going to the doctor, even though I hate going to the doctor, and they were like, you're going to have to go down this route of antidepressants, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not how I roll. And so I was really asking for something that was going to shift me out of this up and down hormonal, emotional, mental kind of thing that I was in at the time. And that's when Healy came along. And so I physically felt the energy shifts, but then it was in the coming weeks, I really felt balanced for the first time in many years. And that's when I physically had an experience. But then I went on a roadshow around Australia, and I was in these rooms with hundreds of people that were sharing stories really similar to the one that you just shared, where they'd had things for years, but they had been using the Healy as a way to shift their energy, frequency, and vibration. And getting to the root cause, not always what they thought it was, because, we could go and, get a treatment for something. But if the root cause is emotional or mental or an intolerance or something, we don't know what the root cause is, we can be going around in circles. So I was in these rooms hearing all these stories of people that had really taken ownership of their own health and healing. And I'm seeing people pop up in the comments, I love my Healy, I love my Healy. That was mind-blowing. And I knew, I've been in this space for a long time, as you have, and I felt for a while that there was a new evolution coming. And that's honestly, the type of work you're doing, what Healy has the capacity to do. I really believe, Tesla saying, it's actually Einstein was like, the future of medicine is frequencies. And I honestly believe that that's the next evolution. We're not working anymore so much on that chemical molecular level. We're going right to the very core of what we are, which is energetic beings. And, there's a group even that we started about a year and a half ago that now has 70,000 stories of people that have had all these really incredible shifts in their health through using frequencies. So from what I've experienced personally, what I've seen very firsthand on the road talking to people, and then what I'm seeing in the bigger global picture of aligning with people like yourself and, just seeing what's happening in the world at this time, I honestly believe technology is going to support us with this next quantum leap, if you will, in the wellness industry.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And we know nonetheless that we are energetic beings, as you said. And when we can understand energy and learn to turn our attention back within, I always say those who don't go within, they go without. We should be going within and experiencing and exploring who we are as energetic beings and how to raise that frequency. So, and also, for the concept, and for those watching, I see there's a lot of people on the live. Tell us, please, in the chat section, if you have a Healy, what's your experience with it? What is it that you love about it? Has it helped you heal? And we would love to hear your story, because I can't say, and this is of course not medical advice, I'm not going to say this is going to heal, cure, or fix you. This is not any of this at all. This is just a conversation about something that I use, that Sarah uses, that I give to my loved ones. If you've got a cold and a flu, stick the Healy on. Yes, you get the lemon. Yes, you get the honey. Yes, you get the turmeric. And yes, you do the breath work and the meditation and all these, all the things, all the biohack stuff that I'm just crazy about. But I put the Healy on. All right. And so it's one of the tools that I use in my life. What I find to be so interesting with the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton, as we know, as a part of this channel, is, he's done a lot of incredible work with Shay, which is the founder of Earth Heroes TV, which hosts this channel that we're on right now. He's done a lot of work with Dr. Lipton. And also the work that Dr. Lipton shares with us is so simple. What you believe you will achieve. Here you have the first man in the world to do stem cell research in the 1960s, a man that leaves, he's a medical scientist, a medical researcher, not an alternative therapist. He's a medical researcher at the Stanford University, a cellular biologist. He starts studying our cells, and he looks at the cells and he says, listen, what we're currently teaching in medicine at the time was that genes control life. You're going to be sick because of your genes. You're going to be healthy because of your genes. You can't change them. You didn't choose them. That's your outcome. We know that's not true. And so he says genes don't control life. Genes respond to life. And so what is life? Well, life is energy, frequency, and vibration. he also says that 95% of all of our health outcomes are directly related to the choices that we make. Our thoughts, our patterns, our indoctrinations, our emotions, our beliefs, our habits, our environments. The interesting thing, which I took from that also, is, Dr. Bruce Lipton chose, out of all the names that he could choose, he chose to call his book The Biology of Belief. Right? That was the name that he chose. And so what that means is your body becomes what you believe. So with my belief that I am energy, frequency, and vibration, that I am more than the physical flesh, comes with it a lifestyle. And this is a takeaway for everyone watching, comes with it a lifestyle, a practice, a level of awareness where I see, as often as I can, beyond the physical. Instead of seeing a person, I see a part of me energetically teaching myself something. Instead of, pointing a finger with 3 fingers pointing back, I try to ask the question, how would love respond? What am I trying to teach myself? What's the highest version of myself? And how can I respond? My belief is simple. I believe that the Healy plays a role in my life because, and when I believe it, when I believe that I put this device on, and I choose from the different programs. Today, I want to increase my stamina. Today, I want to heal, you work on my spleen. Today, I want to work on my root chakra because I want to ground, because I'm feeling, up in the headspace. Or today, I want to work with bioenergetic balance. Today, I want to whatever. And I sit in meditation with my Healy device. Not only is it pulsating those frequencies in the positive and the negative into my physical body, but because I have a belief that it works, then we know through science that it will work, because what we believe we will achieve, because all of our cells are listening to that. So I just wanted to throw that in for everyone, because the question really is, what do you really believe? And are you able to believe things that are going to serve you? Would you consider putting devices and habits into your life that is going to help raise the energy and frequency? And what do you believe about your potential? I think this is a really important question to ask as well. Any final words, Sarah? What do you feel like saying to those? I mean, for me, I was very skeptical to this, and I'm not skeptical, but analytical. And I'm analytical to most things, but I've been using it. I've been doing the research. I've been using it. I find it amazing. I enjoy using it regularly during my meditations. I have a belief that it works, and as such, I use it myself. Any final words? Anything you want to share?
Well, I really loved what you were sharing at the end there. And there's 2 things that I would say to bring it home. I love when people are analytical and have a healthy level of, skepticism around it. And they're my favorite people to do scans on, because I see people that are skeptical. And even if I'm sharing the information about it and they're sitting there and you're kind of like, okay, yeah, I know you. I'm like you too, because I was a bit the same. But when I see people use it and have an experience of it, and I see, when you see someone energetically have a shift, I love that moment when the skeptical people get it and there's an energetic shift. So yes, it does work when we have the belief and the intention, but I've also seen it work a lot on people that were not very open and skeptical, and they still were like, okay, there's something to this. So yeah. And I love what you said about it does work with intention better, obviously. But there's 2 pieces to it. It's actually shifting our energy, frequency, and vibration by running the frequencies into our field. So there is a tangible shift that takes place. And I love, and you were touching on this, when we're scanning, it's bringing more self-awareness. So even the most awake, aware person, we're lifing, we're doing things during our day. And so for even, people at whatever level they're at, to have a tool that is a constant way to check in and be like, where am I at? Where can I be more self-aware of what's happening in my life? And then create choices according to that. So a really quick example, I'm day 2 of a liver flush, because liver came up on the Healy, over a week, it was sort of coming up. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a liver flush. So there's 2 ways I see it up-leveling our life, through the actual frequencies and through the self-awareness of where we get to evolve and grow.
I love that. And, that just says that, are you saying basically that you're currently doing a liver cleanse, liver flush, but you wouldn't have done it unless the Healy showed up on the scan telling you to do that?
Yeah, because I might have been like, oh, I'm not sleeping as well as normal. Is it this? Is it that? Should I, like we can go around in circles. It could be so many things, but because it was like, oh, I'm not sleeping as well as I normally do, liver's coming up. And then it was also working intuitively, because I'm quite intuitive, as we all are. I was like, I've been feeling like I need to do a liver flush. The next day, met someone who was offering a full liver 7-day program. You know how things flow beautifully. But it just enhances our own self-awareness, because we've all got blind spots, and this actually also picks up unconscious patterns that are going on. So if we're into really being aware, which I think is the most powerful thing we can be at this time, we've got a tool that's like our daily alignment check-in that is just showing us where we can, make better choices for our own health and expansion.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And it's the same with me, because you got the two things. One, you got the scan. You can actually scan your body and see what's happening. And two, you can actually use it as a treatment or as a application, not just as in, hey, let's find out where my blockages are and where I could focus, but also what I can actually do about it. Cool.
Because one more thing, it goes into, because we didn't really touch on this, but everything from learning, concentration, positive thoughts, organs, meridians, chakras, through to abundance frequency programs, through to pet programs. I know a guy who scanned his house because it wasn't selling, ran a scan, ran a program, sold his house. Like when you really get everything is frequency, energy, and vibration, it's actually quite limitless with the applications of how you can use this in your life.
Cool bananas. Totally agree. And of course, again, guys, this is not medical advice. It's not used to treat any medical conditions. However, this is important to understand that, this could be something that you want to look into and research. I've popped my link up on the screen there if you guys are interested in learning more. Where else could people go to find more information?
We have you could actually, can I drop my information in as well? Because I can connect them to some Facebook groups where you can do all your research. I'm big on people doing their own research. But yeah, I'll drop in my details. You can follow up with me and I can plug you in and show you where all the things are.
That's amazing. If you pop that in the chat section, I can share that with everyone now. I can see you guys out there saying, thank you so much. This is super useful. Loving the information. That's really great. Just again, remembering that, what we share is the stuff that we use. I wouldn't have shared anything with you if I didn't use it myself, if I didn't believe it in it myself. And I think it's really good for us to come together right now and provide and share with the tools that we've got in life. And how we can prepare ourselves and be safe. What we're going to do, Sarah and I, we're going to hop into Dr. EHTV. And this is really important, guys. Dr. EHTV is a paid subscription. It's $19.99 a month for unlimited, amazing videos, interviews with some of the most amazing people, including full access to all the videos that you see on Earth Heroes TV. One of my favorites here is that you will have the uncensored videos. And this is really cool because these are the videos that we can actually talk about what we want to talk about. Because if we start talking about some of the things that we understand is happening in the world right now, it could be censored pretty quick, and we don't want to do that. So have a look in the comment section, guys. Click the link. It's just drespen.com/DRETV, $19.99 per month. You can opt out at any time. But you will have unlimited access to the interviews and the stuff that we want to share that sometimes we can't share. And also every single time I give you an activity, like a mini coaching strategy session where, today we talked about frequency. We're going to spend the time in the next 7 days having an exercise or an activity around how we can improve our frequency. So click the link there if you guys want to get started with Dr. EHTV. It's pretty cool. It gives you a lot of opportunities to learn a little bit more about it. And I'm going to pop this in the comment section now, guys. You got Sarah's Instagram and Facebook there. That's popping up. She's very beautifully offered to help. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for offering your time being here today, Sarah, and for sharing this with us.
Welcome. It's been fun.
That's really cool. It's been absolutely awesome. Okay, I'll share that on all platforms now. Again, as I normally say, all of me loves all of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Thank you for learning a little bit more about the stuff that we do and how you can improve your energy, frequency, and vibration. And Sarah, let's hop on to the uncensored version and have some fun.
See you, everyone. Bye.
Bye for now, everyone. Thanks so much. All right. Now, that was awesome.
Fun.
Lots of fun. I'm sharing the link with you now.
Okay, so we